guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm joined with my father, and we are going to talk about Delhi and William Darlymple's book Delhi, A City of Jinns. After my NEET PG exams, I was bored and I did not know what to read, so my dad gave me this book, and I really enjoyed reading this book, and it inspired me to actually go to Delhi and see all these monuments. I have my dad here because he's more well versed in these topics. So yeah, so this book is written by William Dalrymple. He wrote this book in 1993, I believed. He's a Scottish writer. This was his second book. His first book was actually in Xanadu. It talks about the Mongolians and the rise and fall of the Mongolian Empire and their influence with Christianity. So this is his second book. He was fascinated with India, and he moved to Delhi with his wife in 1993 and started exploring the history of the city. And he gives a very detailed history about the book from 1993 to back when Indraprastha was constructed. So he gives this retrospective version of the history of Delhi. Hmm?
You're
Am I
right.
right? Hmm?
Yes.
Yeah, when he comes to India, one of the first experiences he has is he moves into this home, and the landlady, Mrs. Puri, and her husband are like, this is a very big cultural shift for these young new couple, Mr. and Mrs. William Dalrymple, and it is just a travel book. And he and William Dalrymple beautifully explores the city, in my opinion.
Okay.
Hmm?
All right.
Hmm? The book, the first story of the book is how the culture shifted after the 1984's wars in Delhi after Indira Gandhi had gotten killed, and how difficult it was for the Sikhs. And he talks,
It starts from there. The journey starts from there.
Hmm.
Actually, what I want to say is
Hmm.
the love what William Darlymple,
Hmm.
when he came just when he was 17 years
Hmm.
from England, just look, he was fascinated by the city.
Hmm.
Not for the old buildings or any other thing,
Hmm.
but the ruins of that Delhi.
Hmm.
You can go through any street, there are many big buildings now have come up. You cross across these old ruins.
Hmm.
And then you come to know about those ages from which it has passed through centuries, you may say even the millennia.
Hmm.
Delhi still persisted. Just
Hmm.
like the way William Dalrymple, when he says he met the peer, that's what we call the Sufis,
Hmm.
Sadruddin. He told it the city is always fascinated because it is the city of jinns.
Yeah. Hmm.
He said William Dalrymple even questions, but the main thing about William Dalrymple is the way he writes the books is about all the travel guides.
Hmm.
Even first it was in Janadu,
Hmm.
where the Marco Polo, he wanted to convert the Genghis Khan to Christianity.
Yeah, Genghis Khan's
From here he
grandson,
started.
Kublai Khan, huh? Kublai Khan.
Kublai Khan.
Kublai Khan.
Right from Jerusalem he travels. The way, how the Marco Polo had gone, from that same way, he likes to go through.
He's talking about Dalrymple's first book in
So in
Xanadu.
But actually, before going that, I was fascinated from on the holy mountains. Thereby, I came to know about these travel books. I started loving these types of
You
books.
read on the from the holy mountains.
It was my first book of William Darlymple. I was totally fascinated with his writings, so I became a fan of his books. When I came to know about the city of Jesus, I was so much impressed by his way of explaining and going through the history. Just to feel that he's removing one after one wheels. This might be the New Delhi, might be the yet. According to some historians, it may be said more than 15 to 21 times the Delhi has been constructed.
Yeah.
But as it on present, 7 had been already
discovered.
There. It was not destroyed. They are there still. We can see
of 7 dynasties.
you can see those centuries. You can feel the centuries. If you go to the Nigam boat, you will start from that Indraprastha. You can feel through watching through those saints and everything. And in the second way, if you go through this old alleys and all those madrasas, you come to know about this middle
Mughal,
not about Mughal,
Delhi
before
Sultanate.
Delhi Sultanate. Later on, Mughals is the grand period, which I want to tell you in the next things.
In the next
Later on,
episode,
we can talk about it. But how he starts, from where I like to begin is, as you told it, he lived in Puri's Puri's renter on rents. Here he becomes those Puri family and Indira Gandhi's assassination.
Yeah, that was
Later
the
on,
big
that
part.
was the biggest thing from where he started about Delhi's history.
In the recent times,
The
when he was
recent time.
writing
From
the book.
here, he takes back us to long history of Delhi. Then these Puri, they came from Pakistan and got settled at Delhi.
The landlords of Dalrymple in
Dalrymple's
India
home.
had come
Landlady,
from
she was
Pakistan.
Mrs. Puri, but Puri. They suffered a lot during the Indira Gandhi's assassination period. Almost all the Hindus, especially their mobs attacked. And the people say that it was the Congress which has backed those Hindu mobs. Systematically, they attacked those Sikh families. Horrible it was. More than 2,500 Sikhs were killed.
Yeah, in that.
And another thing, what Kushwan, this, I came to read about Kushwan Singh's Delhi also. He also writes the similar thing about Delhi. But William Darlymple is also fascinated with this Puri's family. The way how she tells to live in Delhi, you need servants. Otherwise, you will not feel that you are superior.
To give context, he's from Britain, and they don't have servants there. But
they
in
don't
India,
need, because they have not got. She insists them to have a
servant,
chauffeur,
driver, and everything.
A mali,
the
cook, gardener.
Yeah, they have no
sweepers,
idea.
But William Darlymple straightforwardly tell her, we are not able to accomplish all those things because we are not so much rich, and we never need weeks ourselves. We cook ourselves.
Yeah,
no
we do
need
it
to
all
have
ourselves.
But she insists that to live in Delhi, you should have some prestige. Therefore, you should compulsorily keep these things. The way Indians always thought about that landlords, usually thought about that superiority. He has given a fine picture of those things. Things. And about the how 6 massacres dominated the thing. And one driver was Balwant Singh.
His father Punjab Singh.
They also came and settled. And how due to during the emergency period, development of Delhi, they were shifted from some alleys towards the Trilokpuri, where the highest Sikh massacre happened. These are the things. The Sikhs faced a lot of things, but Sikhs were hard workers. And they earned like anything. They were hard workers, physically strong. And this made them richer more than the Hindus. And this was widening. Therefore, this Indira Gandhi's assassination was only a reason. But the main thing was, the anger was about how Sikhs have become rich.
You're saying
because they came from Pakistan and they settled here, Pakistan's Punjab, and they got settled. And sooner they become rich. And at that time, Maruti just was
Maruti 800 had just
launched. And almost many of the Sikhs had already had those cars. The comparison, economic comparison,
this has always been a problem in
always
history.
The problem of the reason for all these things happened, and it was only the reason Indira Gandhi's assassination made them to attack Sikhs. But still,
just gave them a reason.
But still, the Sikhs they later on came to know, and another one person whose whole family was killed.
Yeah, that is a horrific story in this book.
So this book, and I think his name is some Sandhu.
Yeah, I'll tell you guys the story. William Dalrymple actually goes to Trilokpuri, where the largest massacre of Sikhs happened. And he interviews this family where the mother, the father, and a disabled son are living in a single room. The mother tells the story that people attacked from everywhere. The police did not help them, and their oldest son got killed, and the youngest son that had been disabled now was just lying on the couch. And they give this horrific story. The entire family was traumatized by this event. And when people, even Dalrymple asked the Hindu neighbors of the Sikh people there, and they were like, we did not see anything. But you can sense this hint that they all knew and they were all a part of massacring so many Sikhs. And when there is a beautiful line in this book, Dalrymple asked the mother, why did you not leave this area? the mother just replies, my kids build this home and my husband built this home with their bare hands. The soul of my eldest son all live inside this house. So this is the reason I cannot move from this house.
Right.
This is such a horrific but a beautiful story. This is the first part of the history.
Pain, what she...
The incredible pain.
And she can't explain it to everyone. But she can't leave that place because her children have been killed there only. Because she never thought of leaving that place. Even I will die here only. That's the totally painful. One can see it from this massacre. But this Soham Singh Sandhu, he and his this disabled child, they were locked in one trunk. Therefore, they were able to live. The other two children they got killed. This is how things happen in India. Though Delhi, we can go even at night, nothing happens. But sometimes these types of things, whenever happens, Delhi become totally violent.
There's a lot of poverty in Delhi, and there is always this difference between the rich and poor.
Rich and poor, but this Delhi, you can go at any time. It is actually to say it is culturally, and you can say as a civilization wise and the rich culture, they have come from all these period. They are very nice people, gentle people. If you go at any time or to Delhi in these alleys or these lanes, which are much more narrow, they will call you to their home, they will give you tea, they serve you tea, they love you like anything. But sometimes these violent things happens, they will never forget you. They will harm you. Surely they will attack and they will harm you. The difference, you can see both these things in Delhi. And the other part is you can see the circles of Delhi, just like right from the age of millennium, you go to the Nigam boat, you come to this Lutyens Delhi. The difference you can see, now high-rise buildings, many things has changed. Much of Lutyens Delhi has gone. But still, if you go through those lanes, you can still see those centuries-old buildings, and you can make you to remember those old days.
There is a glimpse of history in Delhi.
In every street you go, wherever you go, the corner you can see the ruins of mosques, you can ruins of tombs. You go to the gardens, you go to any place, you can see all those things in Delhi. Let's take later on to Lutyens Delhi.
After Lutyens Delhi, after Indira Gandhi's assassination, the next story is of British Raj and how Luton, this...
The fascinating thing about this Delhi's English, he has given it very beautifully.
The British part, the end of British Raj in India, he has documented very well.
How Indian English was used then. The Balwinder Singh, the driver, he used to tell that. We, the Sikhs, we always work. Those Hindus, they will never work. They think they are handicrafted. Dalrymple is puzzled. What is handicrafted? He asked, no, they are handicrafted. What? The driver asked them whether they are handicrafted, why they will not work. Then Dalrymple asked him, you are telling that handicapped? That is handicrafted. I am telling. The way Indian English got confused with those things. One should read that book. It is really interesting.
Indians have a way of making everything with a touch of their own thing.
And the way he used to read in the morning the papers of the obituaries. He used to laugh because whether they are writing about the obituaries or somebody making British English.
Your absence has left a vacuum in my life.
The way they started writing obituaries.
Using English was very new for Indians back then.
It is not about... they were so much fond of English that they thought that if we'll speak in English, then we are superior.
We are also British.
Even myself, I will tell,
the desire
to speak in English is always haunting us. For that reason, I'm telling even though when we think of Shashi Tharoor, how he speaks, we are fascinated with that.
We are fascinated. We are all fascinated.
We love his language. Totally the thing, even our languages are rich and culturally very beautiful. But still, the way the Britisher has given us this English
language. They have left a mark on us.
They have left an indelible mark on us of this English language. And And William Darlymple enjoys writing, and he loves India like anything. The way he loved Delhi,
he has been in
expressed.
India for 30 years, no?
Yes,
No.
he almost
Spent entire life only in India.
Right from in the age of 17, when he came later on after getting married, he
moved
22
back.
years. At the age of 22, he started living here. Almost, he has become a citizen of India. But his love for Delhi, he says, no, many people have gone for vacation during summer or anything to Goa or anything, but he lived in Delhi. Even in summer, he used to go through the Lutyens Delhi, where it is a little bit greener, and you can see the lawns and other avenues of greenery, right from Gulmohar trees, Jamuna, every Indian trees you can see, Neem.
Lutyens Delhi is very beautiful.
Good. So, that's the difference of what we see and what Dalrymple saw. And for that reason, I like his readings on travels, writings on the travel. Sorry, not reading, writings on travels.
Then we'll move on to Lutyens Delhi. Yeah, there is a story in India that there is a curse. If any man builds a new city in Delhi, his entire dynasty will get destroyed. And many people
within a decade,
within a decade, like very soon your entire dynasty will crumble if you build a new city in Delhi. This, when Britishers were told about this, they ignored all this. New Delhi, you can go and see all the buildings, the Parliament, the Viceroy House, which is known as Rashtrapati Bhavan, the Secretariat, and all these Connaught Palace, all these buildings were built by the British. And I think they finished construction in 1932.
They started rolling it from there.
Yeah.
But within 1947,
they had left
India. Even
you can see this over and over again through the history.
1638, 46, I think. 1646. Shahjahan completed this Shahjahanabad. God died by 58. He was removed from Delhi. Anyone you can see, even from Indraprastha, right from Mahabharata, I'm telling you, it was destroyed by fire. You can go through this.
Nobody that built in Delhi succeeded.
Who has constructed a new city has got that. Even Ghiyasuddin Tughlaq.
He built Tughlaqabad.
And he was not able to enter also. At the gate itself, main gate itself, the stone got crumbled on his head and he got...
We'll talk about how he died in the next episode. So the next chapter of the book is how the British Raj ended, and a lot of his writings are about Lutyens and Baker. These are the two primary architects of constructing New Delhi.
The contract was given to Lutyens.
But
while constructing in Africa, South Africa, and Baker was given that part of our contract. So he took help of Lutyens
in South Africa.
So Lutyens thought to give, he also should help Baker.
I will when he got the contract of designing New Delhi, Lutyens then asked the help of his friend Baker just to return his favor. So Lutyens, the story of Lutyens is a very wild one. He actually thought Indians were very inferior compared to the Britishers. He had this sense of narcissism and sense of superiority that Indians were meant to be ruled. You can see New Delhi, he has built such a fascinating city, but inside that man's head, he was filled with hatred for Indians. But his architecture, I actually respect him because he did not use any stones. He only sourced the materials from Agra, the two shades of Agra, pink stone and a lighter pink stone.
Rajasthan also.
Yeah, he sourced everything from India and he built this magnificent Rashtrapati Bhavan.
According to Indian architecture.
Yeah, according to Indian. He did not want to build about in this way
Western way.
He was influenced with Italian and Greek and Roman things. He actually wanted to build like that. But Baker wanted Indian heritage, and the British government also wanted a part of Indian heritage.
Almost all materials he took is from Indian. But Lutyens, when it started building Rashtrapati Bhavan, what is called Viceroy's house, he never thought of anything of... yes, he was basically a little bit biased to Western culture. But if you see that this building itself, say it is totally Indian architecture.
Yeah.
You can't say that this is anything about Western culture. The domes and everything he bought from that this Kapolas and this
Chhajjas also he put
Chhajjas,
in India.
they are for Indians only.
Yeah.
For the sake of Indians, for this heat, the sun, he took this way of thinking.
Yeah.
And in each room, even every bed and even single chair, he designed it according to him.
Luton,
and the windows, from which angle it should be
the lighting placed, and all, the wind and movement.
It is the perfect building. And William Dalrymple simply says that no one can beat Viceroy's House. Throughout world, you can go to the US, Capitol Hill, or you can go to London itself. Anywhere you can. Buckingham Palace.
There is no
that richness will never come.
Yeah, there is no more magnificent building compared to Rashtrapati Bhavan. Yes. He actually wanted it as a statement. This is British. This is what we do. Even in this country, we have built this magnificent. It was just a show of power. We are living at this level.
But
even though Luton was such a racist, you still have to appreciate how beautifully he constructed this entire city. And you can, according as my dad was saying,
the Rajputs.
Yeah, he took Mughals. Every Indian culture.
No, that architect itself is mix of Rajputs
and Indo-Saracenic architecture.
And this one, the whole building is an Indo-Saracenic building.
Yes.
There is nowhere the culture of Greeks or Rome. You never see it. Yes, there are the columns comes from this Greek and Roman culture.
Yeah, it is influenced also by Greek and Roman architecture, but the base of the architecture was Indian heritage and Indian history. And there is a very beautiful joke also in this book. On Rashtrapati Bhavan, somewhere he has written the word liberty, which means freedom, which was very funny according to me, because they were ruling Indians and they were treating us like shit. They did not care about us.
They're slaves.
Yeah, we were slaves for them. And he had built such a magnificent building on Indian soil and had written liberty on it. He was a crazy person. He was a racist.
Among all those Lutyens, he has constructed only this
Rashtrapati Bhavan.
Baker has completed almost all buildings. It was only for the few inches of raising the building near the Secretariat.
Raised in
a hill. The difference of few inches, they clashed and they stopped talking to each other. And Lutyens kept only for that Rashtrapati Bhavan and it dealt only on Rashtrapati Bhavan. But still we called it as a Lutyens Delhi. That is the importance of Lutyens.
To give context, Luton only constructed the Rashtrapati Bhavan. The rest of the area was constructed by Baker. Both of them were friends. But Luton actually wanted to raise the elevation of the Rashtrapati Bhavan so it could be seen from the India Gate. Luton himself has built India Gate with the names of Indian soldiers that died in World War I. He wanted that the Rashtrapati Bhavan, that what he built, to be the center of this magnificent architecture. But this was not right according to Baker. Baker wanted the rest of the buildings also, like the Secretariat.
It should be highlighted.
Yeah, Secretariat is the part of the government. While the Viceroy House was the home of the king, like the kingdom of the Britain. He wanted both of them to represent this. Baker wanted to represent both the kingdom and the government are working together. But Luton took this very personally. He thought that Baker did not want to highlight Rashtrapati Bhavan. So even now, if you go to, what is that,
Raisina Hills Road, that Rajpath.
Rajpath. You can only see the dome from India Gate. But Luton actually wanted you to see the entire building. For it to be highlighted. But he did not succeed in this, and this made their friendship, Luton and Baker's, crumble.
No, friendship was totally, he stopped talking.
Everywhere he went, he badmouthed Baker.
But still, almost all buildings were completed by Baker himself. But if we go with particular things about the trees, everything Lutyens decided. And he has decided only Indian trees.
He had only planted Indian trees.
Only roses where Rashtrapati, there are few other flowers he might have got from other countries. But almost all trees.
The majority of them.
Jamuna. This, you can see lot of trees.
The attention to detail by Luton was fascinating.
Each and everything, even this
single stool also he decided.
where to place and how to be placed. The nuances between those things also he identified, and he has replaced those things also. And from sitting through the royal place, you should watch the whole the greenery of this Rashna Hills and the forest. Later on, I will tell some viceroys next. Later on, viceroy's wife, she decided to remove that structure. He was totally disappointed with those things. He left India, disheartened totally.
Yeah, it was his masterpiece, and nobody cared. He felt like nobody cared because they did not listen to him about the elevation and the gardens that he planted. People did not give enough importance. This was a man that was obsessed with perfection.
Yes.
Everything,
that is the word.
You can see the attention to detail at the highest level here. Even though he's a racist, like he treats Indians as slaves, we still have to appreciate his art. His genius, we still have to appreciate.
That's why we call it as a Lutyens Delhi. Never we called it as a Baker's Delhi.
Even though Baker built most of
the building, we call it as a Lutyens Delhi itself.
Okay, guys. Thank you for watching. The next part of Delhi we'll make soon.
Thank you all.
Like, share, and subscribe.
Okay.
Bye.